In this video, we're exploring SAP's brand new Intelligent Lookup feature. SAP brands it as empowering business users to harmonize data with ease where standard techniques fail. Sounds bold. We want to put this product to a test by looking at a project that has pained one of our retail customers recently. So in their web shop, people, as you know it from your own experiences, order as a guest or as a registered user. So what is convenient for users is less convenient so for retailers, because sometimes they order as a guest and then create a user later. Sometimes they first create a user and only forget about it for the next purchase and then order as guest. So how do I actually bring those data points together and really look at these customers from a 360-degree angle? An intelligent lookup supposedly can solve this. So how do they do that? So let's put it at a test. So we find that in the data builder, there's now a new operator, the intelligent lookup. And when we launch it, we find a new template that we're supposed to fill. So I'm taking my sales. And for these sales, I'm saying that for each order, I'm trying to find out the corresponding customer. And for these customers, I'm interested in their customer ID unless it's already provided. So for that, they propose that I need to configure rules. And so in the easiest of cases, the customer number that is in the order is really the same as that. So that's trivial. But nonetheless, let's walk through that. Deploy it. And after deploying, I run it. And this then creates those mappings in the background. And for this case, the system finds that for 91% of the cases, the obvious happens. So a customer number is provided. So that's trivial. But what about those remaining 9%? There's no customer ID provided. So that becomes interesting now. So what can we then do is that we follow this up with a subsequent rule and say, possibly the email address is the same. That should cut the cookie. So let's take that, deploy it, then run it. And once it has run, we realize that for 10% of those open topics, that was good enough to find the customer ID. But there are still those 8%. So what can we do there? So we again pipe these into another rule and say, what if we fuzzily compare name and address? So let's do that. So after deploying and running that, we find that we have advanced quite a bit, because out of those 400 elements, for a lot of those, we were actually lucky in that the address and the name was really 100% the same on my master data for the customer and the order. But then there were a couple of uncertainties where there were slight spelling differences. So here UDIT was ordering while our master data is on UDITA. There was a Liegnitzer street str dot. Well, this is spelled slightly differently with a full street spelled out. And so I can take those and say, this system is exactly finding out what I expected. And so I can work through those confirmations. And then there are a couple of multiple matches. And these multiple matches are where the system from that rule couldn't quite make a call, because in that place, str.31, that's fuzzily the same as this name and address. But then there are a couple of people with similar names at the same address. So which one do you want? So I can make that call and say, it's exactly the one that you're proposing. So I confirm that. And so I can work myself down this list of multiple elements. And then at the end, I'm really only left with those where none of these rules could make it. And what I can then do here is say, that lookup number is possibly exactly, it's a guest order. So we fill that default. So instead of saying null, we say guest, deploy that. And if we now look at the data, we have the data right as we wanted it to be. So we have it such that we really have a proper custom ID, but wherever there's something unknown, I replace it with a guest. And so the nice thing is that this is now a first-class citizen, this output, and the element that I just created can be fully used wherever in my SQL views, my data flows, or here in a graphical view. And that's what we liked about Intelligent Lookup. It's a very easy and efficient environment for bringing data together from different sources that don't quite match, but almost do so. And these rules are pretty expressive, and whatever comes out is a first-class citizen for whatever you do elsewhere in DWC. And we feel there is something to that, and we'll continue exploring. See you. Bye.